Afternoon, guys. I haven't been videoing too much. I've got quite a bit videoed, but 3 or 4 days there, just didn't feel like taping too much. Had our fair share of combine issues. I think some of the last I taped when Bob was having electrical issues, maybe. But anyway, we had some fair wheat, and we're down to our last 50 or 60 acres here. I got 4 guys texting me at once. One of them watches the channel. He'll see this. A couple of the others don't. Anyway, yeah, we've had our share of issues, I'll say, this year. I threw a belt off of a rear feed chain yesterday. And got it going again. Then Bob pulled another sickle in two, brand new one. And I told him when he pulled the first one in two, the only time I've ever done that on a gleaner, the wobble box was getting loose. Well, when he grenaded the second one, the wobble box went with it. Those wobble boxes used to be $1,700. When he called down there yesterday, they are $4,600. These old headers ain't worth that. I mean, you can buy a 30-foot head all day long for $2,000, $2,700, something like that. This is a 27-foot. I think I give $2,750 for it from the dealer. Anyway, got some fair wheat. We got a few spots like that that were ground out early. This quarter looked terrible all year, and I think it's probably going to be about our 3rd or 4th best piece. You just never know. Trying to figure out what we did wrong on some of it. I think that's the story of a farmer's life. Some of that stuff's just not really explainable. Terrace channel drowned out. Cody's running the other machine. Hang on, I'll get lined out here. Zoom in. Cody's running that one. Bob had to run to Winfield quick. So, 10 years old, pushing 11. Doing a good job. I get after him sometimes. Hang on. Darn phone. I get after him sometimes, but I think it's because I treat him more like I would my own boy. I only have one boy. Expect a lot out of him because I know he's capable. I don't want to baby him. I want him to know how to do it right. Give my nephew that you guys see in the videos, he's running a cart today. Got a pretty good start. I think we got 146 acres on this quarter. And there was little dew, and this morning about 9:30 the wind picked up, the combines were serviced, and I told Bob, let's go do it. We were getting it out of the head fine. The loss monitors looked good. It was piling the straw a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, the straw was a little tough at 9:30. First semi-load went in at 14.3. That's the top of where we would want it. But by noon we had cut over 2,000 bushel. And that was small patches. So we come down and did the worst part of this quarter first. Then we left this gravy over here, half-mile long stretches for this afternoon. It's pretty hot today. They said it's going to feel like 105 tomorrow. And I don't know what the temperature is. Combine's running just a little bit warmer than it's been, which I did not blow the radiator out this morning. So I really think that has minimal to do with it. It's more of probably the hottest, well, I know it's the hottest day we've had this harvest. I'm just cutting back and forth, so my auger's on the outside. I can adjust to Cody dumping then. He's cutting back and forth on one side. So went back and forth, that way I can adjust to him needing to dump one direction. I can't remember what variety of wheat this is. It seems to be thrashing hard, not just, I mean obviously that's, I don't know, it's crowding 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday, June maybe 12th, 11th or 12th, whatever that Wednesday is. And yeah, we don't have to worry about it being damp by any means, but we are definitely seeing the straw be a little tougher in this variety. It's doing pretty well. I don't know what it's doing for sure, but it's good. As I said, probably in the top, sure in the top 5 farms. And not one that you would think would be in the top 5 ground quality wise. This one surprises us sometimes. Generally it's a good surprise. I come by this one the other day and there's a for sale sign on it. So I got no notice at all. Which I don't know, is what it is. Kind of feel like that's a little bit disrespectful. Phone call's pretty easy to make. I just got a text about 10 minutes ago. Hey, we're going to try to sell that place. Hey, yeah, the signs have been up for 2 days. Well, sorry about that. They weren't supposed to put them up until the end of the week. Another water hole right there. Dang, get my finger out of there. Another water hole there. Clear up to here. You can see that lighter colored stuff. Had a couple patches of mustard out here we didn't get sprayed. This stuff was dry, and then all of a sudden it was wet and stayed wet. When we put the fertilizer on, we were streaming. We could have used, no we could not, because we were putting 20 gallon on. Say we could have used fan jets and sprayed for the mustard, but no, we streamed it because we were streaming 20 gallon, that's right. I suppose at some point we could have maybe, there's tracks on this place from the sprayer when we streamed the fertilizer, it was time to go, and we put a little bit of finesse on in the fall on burn down when we get done with corn. And it held everything back. On the other farms, it held everything back. This farm, I'm not saying we don't have a little green, because we do. But the green is coming in the other farms now, didn't have any mustard. See along here's some mustard. Didn't have any mustard in the other fields. This is the only place I've seen any mustard. And it's, like I said, just some little spots. Get right up here and the wheat gets really good. Well, I guess I won't bore you. I'll probably have to cut these up into a couple videos, much time as I've got on there. Said the last couple days I just haven't felt like videoing, so I didn't video. I've been watching, well, I always watch Grumpy Farmer. I'm probably watching pretty much the same ones you guys do. And then that other one out of New York that Shouldn't mention his name, but I will. Oh, Duffy Ag. I watched that guy, I think because it's like a train wreck. I just cannot look away. That dude. And always trying to explain himself. Somebody will say something. Like Grumpy Farmer said something the other day, and I agreed with everything Grumpy Farmer said. But now Duffy spent the last week trying to explain himself, and just do what you do. Quit worrying about everybody else and what they think. If you're doing the right thing, you'll make it work. If you're not doing the right thing, you'll go broke. Grumpy said, well, he's farming around his videos. He's trying to make content, and he is. 100% he is. But I guess if that's paying his bills, I can't see that his farming's paying his bills. Grumpy Farmer's corn's a foot tall, and Duffy's just now putting corn in the ground. I think yesterday or day before was the first corn he put in the ground at all. Our corn looks phenomenal, but like I said, tomorrow's supposed to be 105 heat index, so that'll bump her back a hair. Have a couple slight chances of rain in the forecast, but not much. We're not dry, but 105 and 30-mile-an-hour winds will be dry real quick. Just starting to shoot a tassel on the first stuff we planted. I was in a combine over the top of it this morning and could see a few tassels sticking out. So the heat will be here just in time to shoot a tassel, and hopefully we get some moisture and it cools down a little so we can pollinate well. That's generally our problem over the guys up north, is we try to pollinate in the heat, and that doesn't work. It drops our 190 bushel corn down to 90 bushel corn. Alright, I probably gabbed enough. You guys be careful, we'll holler at you later. Later.